thrive in there?
I mean, first, it's never too late. It's never too late to be free. It's never too late to advocate for freedom. It's never too late to advocate and to implement privatization. It's never too late. So yes, I think there is, I'm optimistic about Brazil. I think you have a chance. You are suffering from the tension that is all over the West, I think, and that is the tension between conservatism and a true kind of classical liberal free market ideas. Conservatives want to conserve. They don't want to be radical. They don't want to change too much. They don't want to change too fast. And they are wedded to control, because conservatism by its very nature is a controlling philosophy. Mainly they want to control our spiritual values, right? Our social values. Because this is the difference between the left and the right, right? The left thinks everything is material. Marxism is materialism. And the spiritual is unimportant. So it's fine to be free in the spiritual because it's not important, but we want to control the material because that's important. The right thinks the material is not important, the spiritual is important. So they want to control the spiritual, all our social values, and they're willing to let us do the stuff in the material. I believe that we should be free in both realms because both are important. I want to be free socially, I want to be free spiritually, and I want to be free materially. I want to be free, period. That is, I want no coercion. I want people to stop telling me what I can and cannot do, what I can and cannot think, what I can. And that's true in my bedroom, and that's true in my boardroom. That's true in every realm of my life. So there is this tension between conservatism and these ideas. And you see this tension in America. You saw this tension with Ronald Reagan.
That's what we are facing now, here in Brazil also.
You know, Ronald Reagan made a deal with the devil. And the devil in Ronald Reagan's case was what's called in America in those days the moral majority. He made a deal with evangelical Christians. And he brought them into the Republican Party and made them a big force in the Republican Party. And the deal was, you let me do the stuff in economics, you let me deregulate, you let me cut taxes, and I'll give you what you want, which is power. What they really want is power. And the Republican Party has been basically destroyed by the religious right in America. That the conservative religious right and the voices for kind of the Ronald Reagan voice for the American exceptionalism, for liberty, for freedom, for capitalism, for individual rights has been silenced. And that's a real danger in Brazil.
Yes, maybe we are going to this path.
I mean, I don't know, because on the other hand, the flip side of that is that in Brazil, the liberal voices are new. And the liberal voices are young. And you've got a young generation. So I've spent a lot of time with young people in Brazil. And now, yes, the majority of young people are leftists like they are everywhere. But you have a vibrant, large community of pro-free market young people, which is unusual. You know, there's more free market young people in Brazil than there probably are in America. And, you know, there's an organization
which I think is a good news for us.
Which is good news for
Brazil. It gives a good perspective.
It gives you a future. And these are people who go out into the streets. If they don't get what they want, they are passionate, they're engaged. They're some of the young people who brought down your former president, who supported, you know, justice being imposed on another former president. So these are people who engage in the debate and who believe in individual freedom. And to the extent that it's a young movement, I think that there's a positive future for Brazil. So right now you have this tension between conservatism and liberal and a liberal view, which I think exists all over the West. And I think that the deal that the liberals get the economy and the conservatives get the rest is problematic, but better than nothing in a sense. And the question is, how is this going to play out? And the hope is that those forces that are trying to liberalize the economy, privatize it, get the government off of our backs, get the government out of our lives, at least in the economic realm, could be successful. And then once people realize that this is a good idea, then you can get a liberal voices that want the government to get off our backs on everything. And you move more towards a more liberty-oriented future. But it's going to take time. These things don't happen overnight, and it's going to take fighting. It's going to take the people who believe in liberty to be persistent, to be principled, to not give in, to not compromise, and to really fight. You know, again, we need to be fighters, otherwise we'll get trampled all over.